Happy Sunday, everyone. How are you all today? It's a rainy day in Houston. You may be able to hear the rain pattering on the roof of my car. I made it all the way home and don't want to get out of the car because it's raining. So I wanted to speak a little message, bring a little message today about something that's been on my mind for the past couple of days about staying in your lane. And this kind of was an inspiration for me from driving in Houston. If you've ever driven in Houston or any other big city, you know traffic can be a pretty big problem and road rage is an issue. And, you know, one of the most annoying things, a pet peeve, are distracted drivers, people who start swerving and moving into your lane and all that kind of stuff. So this message is about staying in your lane. And there's probably some folks that just really need to evaluate, you know, how they're staying in their own lane. You know, and when you're driving, you know, you think about the things that really cause you to be swerving and being in somebody else's lane when you're in the car. You're distracted. There's things going on. You're not looking up. You're looking down. You're looking to the left. You're looking to the right, everywhere but where you're supposed to be looking. Or you're so preoccupied about the people or the thing that is next to you that you're not focusing on your own lane. Now, this is a big deal. So taking it out of the traffic situation, you know, Jesus told us, you know, he said, how dare you try to tell somebody about what's in their eye, the straw in their eye, and you have a rafter in your eye. You can't be so worried and caught up about what somebody else is doing that you're neglecting your own walk, your own journey, your lane, staying in your lane. Okay, so you need to think about the things that are happening in your life that are causing you to swerve. Okay, what's causing you not to be able to stay in your lane? Why are you so worried about what somebody else is doing, how they're operating in their gifts, how they're operating, how they're moving, how their life is working, and you got things going on in your area that you need to take care of? Okay, so really thinking about some of the things that cause you to move out of your lane. What does distractions mean? What does that really look like in your life? What is distracting you from keeping your eyes on the prize, as we're told in the Bible? Yet that eye on the finish line, this race that we're running, what's causing you to be distracted from looking forward, that you are looking from side to side and looking down? Is it other people? Is it your employment? Is it your finances? What is it that's causing you to take your eye off the prize and swerve into somebody else's lane? I remember when I was little being confused when I watched the relay races. So you have the people on the track, the runners on the track, and even though the finish line was in the same place, the runners started off in different places on the track. And I remember being young and thinking that was cheating. Like, why do some people get to start ahead of the others? Not realizing that because of the dynamics of the track, the way the track was made up, in order for people to be running the same distance, they actually had to have a staggered starting point. So I say that to say, when you look in somebody else's lane thinking that you know what their journey is, thinking that you know what they're going through and the race that they have to be run, trying to wonder why they're getting a head start, why they're doing this, why they're doing that, instead of running in your own lane, you might get caught up because their walk may not be what you think it is. Their journey may not be what you think it is. And so instead of being in their lane, how about we operate in our lane? God says, judge not, lest ye be judged. Okay, so instead of worrying about how other people are driving, instead of worrying about how other people are running, how about we keep our own eyes on our own prize and worry about our journey and our walk and stay in our own lane? You know, one of the reasons why it's hard to stay in our lane is because we don't even know where our lane is. You are searching, you just have no clue where you're even supposed to be, and so you're all up in other people's lanes. Maybe I'm supposed to be over there. I'm gonna swerve to the left and swerve to the right because I like what they're doing, or that looks good over there. Not realizing that that's not your walk. That's not your journey. You know, when you're driving, a couple of reasons that it's hard to see your lane is, for one, when the roads are not clear. Okay, when the roads are in ill repair, the road is rough and you can't even see the lines. Okay, then there are times when the road is just fine, but days like today where the water is coming down, the rain is coming down, the storms, the cloud, it gets very hard to see the lines in the road to be in your lane. And so I just urge you to get with God, start seeking Him, and figure out where your lane is so that you can stay in it. Okay, even when you know what your lane is, when you know what your gifts are, when you know what your purpose is and how you're supposed to be walking and moving and operating, there are things that can come up in our lives that can cause us to be distracted and not see the lines anymore. And next thing you know, we swerving. Okay, but I'm challenging you to refocus. I'm challenging you to figure out where you are supposed to be, where your space is, keeping your eyes fixed front, not to the left, not to the right, not on her, him, they, whoever, talking about you and your journey, your lane, staying in your lane. So let's get ourselves together so that somebody else doesn't have to step out and say, hey, you swerving in my area. Let's go ahead and stay in our own lane so that we can be focused, because this journey that is ours alone. There's no walk that's going to be exactly like yours. There's no situation that's going to play out exactly the same for everybody. There's no challenge, no persecution, no struggle, no storm, anything that's going to be exactly like somebody else's. Two people can go through sickness and experience it differently. Two people can go through divorce and experience it differently. So stop being caught up in somebody else's walk and operate in your own lane. That's all I'm saying to you today. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. That's a healthy place to be, because we know where our reward is. And if we keep our eyes on the finish line, remember, we all have the same goal in mind. All have the same goal. But sometimes the path is different, and you'll get there quicker if you stay in your own lane. If you haven't heard it today, I love you. Be blessed.